Welcome back to the GC channel. I'm your host, Orlando Caceres, the president and founder of First Law International. If you're new with us, welcome. This is a channel especially for you, for the GCs and for in-house legal teams, and is powered by general counsels. We'll be covering today some of the trendiest topics, things that keep you up at night, and we hope that you will find the next few minutes invaluable and very insightful. So follow us along. I've come to understand that Flexport is doing some great things for your customers that are facing COVID, and that you have now dedicated some big resources to getting supplies to the front line for the healthcare workers that are fighting COVID. You're providing a lot of pro bono work and discounted rates, and you're offering some amazing services to the NGO community and nonprofits, and I think that's very commendable. Why is that part of your mandate? Is that part of you in terms of your values? Is that part of the culture at Flexport?
Certainly, that is important to me. It is, but it's very much a part of the Flexport culture. Something I've been delighted to see joining Flexport. We have a vice president that's in charge of NGO engagement and social responsibility. And a big part of what we do is devoted to these kinds of causes. We have a significant effort directed towards India right now, where we're trying to enable oxygen concentrators, for example, to be brought to bear in a place of great need. Early on, we were heavily involved in ensuring that personal protective equipment could be transported around the world where it needed to be, sometimes involving very creative arrangements. So that's really part of who we are. Social responsibility is critical to us. I think we view what we do as having a global mission, making the world better, a better place. And there are many aspects to that. And we love to be involved in those aspects, even though they may not always be apparently directly related to profits, but we do believe we benefit as the world benefits, and vice versa.
I think that was very well said. You know, it's interesting that the audience around the world watching us right now, they're all very busy, and they're busy with their board of directors and their stakeholders and their P&Ls and the bottom lines and profitability. And of course, as the gatekeepers of the health and well-running of a business, legal in many instances is the sort of the savior of the business, because you have to ensure that the company is running very smoothly. In other instances, legal is seen as a hindrance and stumbling block, because you're the ones always telling the client, you can't do that, you can't do this, or be careful. But for those that are in a similar situation as you, with a relatively small legal department where you guys do a lot of the heavy lifting yourselves, what are the words of advice for GCs that are now putting in this virtual world? They're putting in 14-hour days. It blurs Zoom meetings and team meetings blur into the next one. What do you say to them? Because I'm sure you've already been through that journey. Is there hope at the end of the day, because you eventually get better and more efficient, or we just need to brace ourselves for a little bit more of this COVID mindset?
Great question. I think those are really significant challenges for anyone to deal with. I think it's important to establish some boundaries where you can. One thing I personally discovered in the context of COVID, where I was working from home, as many others have, it was important to establish a boundary, because it becomes very easy to simply work around the clock from when you wake up in the morning until you go to bed. It can be on all the time, and that's actually not healthy. I found that I was much more productive when I was intentional in creating space. It's important to have space for a GC to think, and come up with creative ways to address situations. I view my role as an enabler for the business, not as an inhibitor in any way. So that it necessarily involves creativity. It involves finding ways to enable the business to accomplish their objectives in ways that are compliant, that ensure proper legal outcomes, as well as proper and very successful business outcomes. So all of that does require a certain amount of intellectual time, just time to think. And you have to create a little bit of space for that and not be on 100% of the time, and creating some balance in your life. Otherwise, I think the business will suffer as a result.
Well, thank you for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel and press the notification button below so that you will be alerted when new videos come out. We hope that you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to the next one. And don't forget, you heard it here first.